Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 3rd of April for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to give you some standout details that we can all collectively relate to, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep into each of the 12 zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces. If you're a returning visitor, thank you so much for joining me once more. If you're new here, it's great to have you with us, and I'd be honoured if you'd subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. This is very much a community, so please share any thoughts you have. I do interact with each one. So as we come into this new week, Mercury, the planet of communication, which rules the sign of Gemini, but also the sign of Virgo, where its influence is much more to do with precision. Its move into Taurus is asking us to grapple with the foundations in our lives, especially the ones to do with everyday finance, I feel. But the second house energy of Taurus is also about how we feel about ourselves, our self-worth and our values. But it's clashing with the mighty but tiny Pluto almost straight away. So Monday through to Wednesday could see some tensions around a group situation or around a closer relationship where our values may not align quite as closely with somebody else, perhaps as much as we thought they had done, or any differences that have been there can come to the surface, can be revealed. Pluto often keeps things out of sight, so there could be some revelations in this early part of the week. But there's also, from Tuesday to Saturday, Mercury actually forges a very constructive link to Saturn. So if we can tap in to past experiences, knowledge and instincts, our instincts, in a positive way, that can help us to make the most of our resources. Also, Saturn is linking brilliantly this week to Mars, with both Mars in Cancer and Saturn in Pisces, two water signs. I think the provocative energy of Mars, it's not at its best in Cancer, of course, it's in a full. I think that's saying, look, it's okay to grapple with emotions and perhaps even be a little bit more vulnerable. So we could see some people opening up about their core values or opening up about their feelings. Also, from Wednesday to Sunday, a glorious link between Venus and Neptune is really quite idealistic. So if there's someone coming through in our situation who we really do admire and has the kind of qualities that we can really respect, this could be something that gives us a lot of uplift. The key to that particular aspect is not to have unrealistic expectations. But of course, relationships really come sharply into focus on the back of the full moon. For most people, this is going to occur on Thursday. For those people who live on the west coast of America, it is on Wednesday. But Chiron, the wounded healer, is very close to the sun, as is Jupiter. And I feel that there is an opportunity here for all of us to think again about the connections we have, to not necessarily just view things in binary terms of they're with us, they're not with us. Life has become so polarized. If you can see the nuances in situations and the experience of our journey through this existence that are really quite mutual, that's going to be something we can gain from this. But with Uranus forging a quincunx to the moon position, it could be that in some situations, differences over money or how it's spent or those values could be the part of the relationship which really does need some attention. Now, as this week draws to a close, Venus is forging a wonderful angle to Pluto. This really can help us to appreciate the very special alliances we have in our lives. And also a little bit of fortune is starting to bubble up, potentially, as the week draws to a close, as the Sun is approaching Jupiter in Aries. They're actually going to meet up in person, so to speak, next Tuesday. that will be when the aspect becomes exact. But this is one of the most fortifying of all planetary aspects in astrology. So if energy has been a little bit low, physical vitality, there's a lot of things that we're absorbing these days that can make us feel a little bit depleted. So I feel that there's an opportunity to feel a sense of uplift. But overall, this is a week which is asking us to engage with feelings and also the reality of our everyday resources and our need for security, and just feed that into how we're thinking about our need to get our own way, very Aries energy, against how we need to collaborate and connect to others, that Libran full moon. Please stay with me now as I dive deep with each of the 12 signs. But if you would like to ascend above this zodiac forecast, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, I can prepare for you your life roadmap report. This can help you to get a much more intimate understanding of the patterns that have played out in your existence so far. And also my special package of 30% off, you can order your 12-month personal forecast. Totally unique to you, just like your life roadmap report. And this can give searing insights of how to make the most of the upcoming months. If you don't know your time of birth, I have developed a new solar chart and forecast package which also has 30% off. Please see the link below for more information on both. So Cancer, your week commencing the 3rd of April forecast sees the full moon in what for you will be the 4th house, very much in keeping with the core energies of your sign of protection, nurture, sensitivity, family, the home and the immediate environment. But the polar opposite of the moon is the sun, very close to Chiron, and of course the more ebullient Jupiter. Maybe your ability to read into situations is actually going to be a tremendous gift for you at this time. And it's not just because of this unusually positive full moon. It is because Mars in your sign is linking so constructively to Saturn. So to have Mars, the planet of thrust, but essentially of ego and desire in your sign, but in a moderating link with Saturn in your sector of knowledge, travel, international affairs, philosophies, higher truths, I feel that you can cut through, and I feel that that will help you to try and work with that work-life balance scenario that so many of us struggle with these days. And of course Mercury moves into a very friendly part of your situation and also links very constructively to Saturn. So I think that there can be some important conversations this week, what's not to like. Well, I feel around some kind of group dynamic that there could be some politics. And part of the reason for that is that people or someone, maybe one person, may feel that you want to dominate a situation rather too much. But they won't necessarily reveal their hand, because with Mercury in the friendly 11th house from Monday, but Pluto for you in the deep dive 8th, very much about fantastically powerful changes. Some things can make way with Pluto in the 8th house. And of course, it's only 11 weeks this year, but it's going to be 38 weeks in 2024. And then full time from November of 24 for many, many years. So there's a big journey ahead. And I just feel that if someone is resisting your desire to steer a situation only on your own terms, what you need to use is your intuition, but also that more caring side of your nature. So I feel that Pluto, since 2008, over the last 15 years, there may have been times when it's seen you see certain relationship dynamics in a very binary way, when in fact there was a lot more grey and shade than may have been opposite. Pluto can be the planet of ruthlessness, and you may have felt that you did the right things, but there may be some review in your thinking that will be triggered by that square between Mercury and Pluto. But if you're someone who's very comfortable in your worldly role, in a leadership role, you manage something, you're someone who has an executive position or your own business, some kind of big good fortune could burst through for you by the end of this week, which could really see you absolutely delighted. But I think staying in touch with people in a very empathetic way and not getting too caught up in the ambitional side of things is going to be important to this week's progress.